Bismillah Rahman Rahim. The performance of teacher is very important. For a better performance and enhancement in performance, there are two important requisites. One is that we should have a developmental plan, and another one is to have a very precise and effective assessment based on the developmental plan. Now, the idea of enhancement of teachers' performance is very important, and it has five different points concerning with the teachers, both personal aspect as well as the professional aspect. As for the personal aspect is concerned, 2 points are the strengths and weaknesses. We have to focus on that. As for the professional aspect is concerned, there are 3 points. One is the idea of teachers is very important regarding education. I mean, what actually a teacher has the concept of education and what actually he or she thinks of education, its concept, its beneficial aspects, and its application. So this is the third point. And fourth one is the teaching methodology. And the fifth one, bonding between teachers and students. As for the strengths are concerned, there are positive shares of a teacher that help a teacher to perform well in and out the class. If we maximize the strengths, the performance will automatically enhance. So we need to focus on that. A teacher has to focus on the strengths in a way that she or he motivates the self to perform well all the time. So strengths are of varied nature. A teacher is good at managing the students. A teacher is good at explaining things. A student is good at managing the time. Other many positive shares. So the enhancement of performance depends on the enhancement of those strengths. A teacher should focus on the maximization of strengths and try to transfer those strengths to the fellow teachers. For example, if a teacher has got 5 or 10 strengths, the efforts of the teacher should be to transfer those 5 or 10 strengths to the fellow teachers. A school is good wherein the teachers focus on the strengths and try to maximize them and try to transfer those strengths to the fellow teachers. As for the weaknesses concerned, and there are many shades of weaknesses. Some weaknesses need to be annihilated immediately without any delay. For example, if a teacher is having anger and she is very aggressive or he is very aggressive in the classroom, we need to address that weakness immediately. There should not be any delay in that. Some weaknesses need some time. You require some time to overcome those weaknesses. For example, a teacher is having less command over the class. So there is a possibility that in due course of time, he or she may learn how to control the class or how to have command over the class, but it can't happen immediately. So that kind of weaknesses demand some time, some relaxation, and we need to focus on that. And we need to provide relaxation to the respective teachers. As for the concept of education is concerned, there should be deliberate attempts to try and understand the concepts of education, the beneficial aspects, and the application. Because the whole performance or the overall performance of a teacher depends on the idea of the education that a teacher has. If the idea is very clear, then the performance will also be its share. That will also be very impressive because the concept of education is very clear. As for the teaching is concerned, teaching methodology, there may be many things we can focus on. If we maximize the strengths and minimize the weaknesses or annihilate the weaknesses, it will contribute to the improvement in teaching methodology. Similarly, if we focus on the cultivation of true concept of education among the teachers, it will definitely help in improving the teaching methodology. So these are the indirect methods. As for direct methods are concerned, there may be many points to focus on. And the important point is to have a convincing atmosphere and convincing style of teaching the teacher. A teacher should get convinced himself or herself with the teaching, and students should also get convinced. If there is this element, convince, if you take this element as a common factor between teachers and students, then we can say that the teaching of a teacher is very effective. There should not be any, misunderstanding, or there should not be any gap or the spaces of, lots of questions and lots of confusions and all. If you want to minimize these things, these unwanted spaces, the only thing that comes to your mind is that we should have a very convincing style of teaching. The fifth point, which is the bonding between teachers and students. How do you measure that is very important. We can focus on two aspects of a student. If the student is academically sound and morally sound, we can say that that student has got very good connection with the teachers. The bonding between teachers and students defined by the academic level of a student as well as the moral level. If academic and moral levels are high, that means the teacher has got very positive impact on the students, and the bonding between the two is very, very ideal. If there is no academic performance, the moral standard is high, or if the academic performance size is high but the moral standard is low, we can't say that the bonding between teachers and students is ideal. So this is what we have for the idea about performance enhancement. There are 5 points. I'll repeat again. Strengths of a teacher, weaknesses, and the concept of education, the teaching methodology, and the bonding between teachers and students. If we focus on these requisites and have a very practical action plan, then definitely we will have a very good, teachers in our institution, and they will perform very well, excellently well. And based on that, we can have a very good assessment and review of their performance. A review and assessment of a performance depends on the idea of development that you have. If you don't have any developmental plan, if you don't have any developmental idea, then assessment will be a futile exercise. It will be vague in one sense. You can't have a clear-cut assessment. You can't have an exact idea how to assess the teacher's performance. So these are the important things that we should remain focused on. Thank you very much.